Everyone is stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we go live or post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord, our free options trading group on Facebook. If you're here right now, say what up. What's going on, Jeff, Keith, Wesley? How you doing? How's everyone doing? Wasn't sure. My computer, my program was acting up. Wasn't sure if I was gonna get. It was actually gonna work. But here we are, first day of 2020. Dow's up 330. S&P's up 28. NASDAQ up 138, almost 140. Just insane. Insane. I mean, I guess we could have saw this one coming though. you know, what better way to start 2020 with a massive bull run? We had some selling early on, and on the SPY dropped from almost 324 down to 322 back up. So the one thing that I'm happy about is that stocks are moving again. Things were getting a little stale there for a while, and stocks weren't really moving that much, but now stocks are moving again. So options trading is good. Daniel, yeah, getting excited about trading again. Yeah, I mean, it's really boring when the stocks don't move, and basically all you could do is really like credit spreads and iron condors and that kind of thing. But when the stocks are moving, that's when it gets a little exciting. Still battling. So, health update. Called the doctor again. They said I gotta really just wait it out. They said this like bug or whatever is going around, and the cough is the last thing to go. Even though I'm like on week 4 for this cough, so I'm trying to get some cough suppressants. There's a lot I want to do, but this cough is really driving me nuts for YouTube and the things that I want to do in terms of content. I mean, just really, really jamming my style. Today, I will say today, I did overtrade a bit. Let me pull up how I did here. I did overtrade a bit in terms of, and most of it was just kind of cleaning up. And the biggest lesson, obviously, as you can see on my titles, don't short anything. I mean, I lost money shorting Apple, I lost money shorting NIO, and I lost money shorting Tesla, which was a big loss. But not too concerned because we are, we're back into it. The one thing I will say about losses is, at the end of the day, I did it myself. I did it to myself. I shorted the bull run. And when you're in this sort of bull run, you don't short the dips, you buy the dips. So I really did it to myself, Could you go over FSL? I cut Baidu too early, bought one on Tuesday. I'm buying more NAO here. Sure. I will go over FSL in a second. I'll just go through my trades here. So starting out, I shouldn't have done it, but I brought over trades from 2019 into 2020. What I should have done was cut my losers, which was Apple and Tesla. So Tesla, I paid $6 for, sold it for $1.55. I did cut it at open though. So Tesla, I mean, I was just wrong about. Probably we should have cut it on Tuesday. And what happened was Tesla, I shorted right in here when it was spiking up after this humongous spike from 402. I bought the 410 put, and obviously it held on all day. And I thought possibly we were going to get maybe a down day today, but that didn't happen, so I cut that position and open. I'd rather get my $1.55 back for that option than lose the whole amount. So, I lost $4.45 on that, which was not good. But, in terms of having losses like that, you kind of have to evaluate. I lost on Tesla. Let's bring this back. So Tesla, pull this up here. So Tesla, I mean, it's a terrible trade. I mean, I lost 70% on that trade, but the one of the things I say with like maturity in trading, and you have to look at what you did wrong there. A lot of people will like, bang themselves up and say, "Hey, I did this wrong. I'm stupid. I'm not any good." But I kind of did it to myself. I shorted Tesla when Tesla. I mean, look at Tesla. I mean, I shorted Tesla, and we should have been short. Actually, you shouldn't short anywhere in here, until we can have some pullback, until we can have some catalysts. I mean, so I really did it to myself. The only thing that you can do is learn from the experience. You lost the money. The only thing that you can do is learn from the experience and move forward. You can't go back. Like, people dwell too much, I feel, on bad trades. Learn from the trade and move on. Don't make the same mistake. Just keep going. Apple, kind of the same thing. So Apple is actually profitable on. Let me pull up Apple here. Apple, I had a call credit spread. I was short the 290 call. I bought the 292 call for $1.30 credit. I bought it back today at $1.80. So I lost $50 on it. Not a big loss, but the issue with Apple was I had an opportunity on so I opened that on the 31st. I opened it on December 30th. I've been holding this for a few days now. On December 31st, when it was under 290, I was up like 15%. I should have took the profits, because if you're going to short in this market, what I've learned is you have to take your profits when you're profitable, whether you're 10, 15%, because it's most likely the market that we're in, you're not going to be able to ride it. You're not going to be able to ride the short out, So that was the main issue with Apple. One, I was profitable, didn't take profits. Two, luckily I cut it at open today before we had this massive run up, because I would have been down even more money if I let it keep going. So I mean, Apple closed up above 300. I mean, you can't short this. People are going to try to short this, and I don't think you should till there's some sort of catalyst. So you kind of have to just go along with it right now. I mean, people have been shorting Apple for a while, and that has not been working out. And if they did, like for me, it did work out technically, but I didn't take my profits, because you think that you're going to get more. But when you're short selling in this market, you have to take your profits. You can't just ride it out. And then NIO. So the mistake that I made with NIO, had the right idea. Was also a short position. I actually got some money back from NIO today. Closed out for a $36 loss. I had four of the 10 of the 4-strike puts for next week, January 10th expiration. Bought them for 60 cents, sold them for 51 cents. I was down more money. Got some money back today, but still closed it back. So NIO, here, I'll show you the issue that I had on NIO. The big mistake was my entry. Congrats, Rob. Proud of you. The big mistake on NIO, had the right idea, but I broke my main rule. My main rule is not enter a trade in the first 15 minutes of the day. And then on Tuesday, I did that. I opened it up at 380 when IV, implied volatility, was high. It was going down. Puts are really expanded, and then it ripped up. So I had a very bad entry on that, and it just kind of grinded. It did grind lower all day long on Tuesday. And then today, because it revisited this price, but I paid so much for that premium, it didn't really make sense for me to hold it, because it literally had to go to like 350, 340, and I didn't see that happening today. And good thing I cut it, because NIO, those puts were at 49 cents. I mean, I would have left a little bit more money on the table, but so it really wasn't worth the risk. And that's kind of to go to show you that you really need to focus on your entries. You can't just put a trade on. Entries and pricing is super, super important. It'll make it or break a trade. If I was more patient, and the one thing that I'm working on this year, which I put in my 2020 video, was I'm trying to be slow, be smart, be slow. Don't jump in here, because that's what screwed me on NIO. I jumped in. I got too ambitious. I thought it was going to crash, and it did come down to the price levels that I wanted to come down to, but paid too much. So, you know, that's one of the things that I learned from that. So, you know, overall, just my mentality. If you guys haven't yet watched my video, I posted the other day, was just my mindset and my mentality for this year and what I'm focusing on. So that's why I got rid of those trades, because they weren't aligned with my mentality. Obviously, they weren't going to work out. NAO wasn't going to work out because I had a bad entry. Tesla, good thing I cut that, because that was a garbage trade. And Apple, I didn't take profits. 3 mistakes. So let's get into the good stuff. Now that we talked about how garbage I am. But my first day trade of the day actually turned out really well. Alta, I at 8:56 a.m. I bought the 250 call for 510, sold it for 585. That was really nice. Let me pull up Alta here. It actually ended up going higher. So Alta, actually still have my alert. Okay, let me turn that off. So Alta, I had a great entry. So at 8:56, so right down in here, almost low of the day, I bought the 250 call. So I bought in the money call. It was currently going on for like 251 at the time. I bought the 250 call. I sold this spike up here because I thought there was a high probability that it could come back down. I didn't want to take my chance. After taking losses, short selling Tesla, AMD, and not AMD, NIO, and Apple, I'm going to take what I can get. And when you get a spike like this, you take the money. So let me pull up. I was actually in next week's expiration. So I sold them for $5.85. These are now going for, you know, $7. So this was pretty nice. Caught the low. It did hit like $5, but I bought them at $5.10. I actually caught the low. Entry was great. You know, I really can't complain. Like, that's the best entry I've had in a while. I pretty much caught the bottom. I bought at $5.10. Bottom of the day was $4.99. Then I sold it up in here. This was me selling it up at like $5.85 area. So I sold it at $5.85. Literally 1 hour later, and these actually reached as high as $7. So, you know, I was really happy with that trade. I left some money on the table, but I felt like it was too high risk to not sell this candle right here. You know, one of the things that I promised myself is to sell the big candles, and I did that today. So I definitely don't regret that on Alta. But I don't know why I keep saying that. But Alta, yeah, I agree. Alta looks good for some consolidation moving up to 260 area. Hopefully we get some more dips. The one thing is with Alta, you have to be very careful with trading it because of the volume on Alta. So the volume on Alta, I mean, the ones I was trading, I had the 250, like the 250 calls, only 52 volume, 100 volume. So you got to be very careful. I mean, the bid and the ask, I wouldn't have traded this at the bid and the ask. If the bid's like $7 and the ask is like, the bid's like $3 and the ask is like $7, I wouldn't trade it. But making that money, big boys. What up, Ben? What up, David? If you're here right now, say what up. Do me a favor, hit the like button. So, but the bid and the ask for $7.30 is not that bad. Plus, I'm in next week. So I had a really nice day trade there. Actually, this week's not that good either. Volume's okay, but 20 cents, I mean, not terrible. So Alta, I was really happy with that day trade. Now FedEx, I actually traded very well as well. FedEx, I did a debit spread on, and this, I actually wasn't intending for this to be a day trade. Now FedEx, I put the trade on for $1.15. I bought the 155 call, sold the 160 call, and I made 40% on that. And FedEx, what I liked about it, I was watching this, I was patient about my entry. That's what I liked about it, is it spiked up pre-market to 156, came down, opened up, hit 151. So I put this trade on at 8:57 a.m. So I caught it right in here. It was going for like 151, 152 area. And it just kind of grinded up all day, very slow and low. I put a debit spread on for $1.15. I wanted to jump into a debit spread earlier, but it kept going lower. So I'm glad that I was patient because my entry was really nice, and I was able to sell it for 40% profit when it came up to here. Now, I sold it at 234 right before the spike. It was going for 154.20, 154.30. It did spike up to 155. So, on FedEx, we did leave some money on the table. I did have this for 2 weeks out. I was trading the January 17th, so it looked like this. Now going for $1.87, so I sold it for $1.67. So it's going for $20 more. So that's it was a good trade. I do think that it's gonna go higher, but I'm really trying to be disciplined when I'm hitting my 40-50% winners to take the gains and redeploy. That's I want to work on that this year, taking the gains and redeploying, not trying to be greedy, not trying to hit the 1,000%, 100% and stuff like that. Just trying to redeploy my capital. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Watch each wave on the MACD. That's what's been helping me with the timing of the price waves. Yeah, I've been using the RSI. It's been helping out. So, sorry guys. FedEx. That was FedEx. I do think in terms of FedEx, I do like what it's doing here. I do think it's gonna be pushing this 160 area. I probably should have held it, but I wanted to take some income in after hitting those profits. I do think this is going to try to close a gap here to 160. So I'm going to be looking at any dips. I would like it to come back down to 153, 152 area so I could reload, but we'll see. We'll see if we get lucky. I don't know. Probably not though. Now Home Depot. I have a couple trades in Home Depot. One I sold for a loss, so I bought the 217.50 calls. And the reason why I took those off, I did have next week's expiration on Home Depot. So the problem was my entry was bad. I jumped in at 10:03. Man, I am just a mess. So I jumped in like right up in here, right at the top of the range, and the probability of it coming down. So what I did was I took the trade off, took the loss, and as it's consolidated there, I put on a debit spread. So instead of ending up the day, sure, I took a $48 realized hit, but I'm actually up $29 on this new trade. So I'm down overall $19 on that trade. So I had the 151. I paid a 151 for it. I had the 220 call and the 225. I sold the 225 call. So I rolled into that, and that really spiked up here on Home Depot at the end of the day. I mean, it went from 218 up to 219.60. Thanks, Rob. Take some ginger and boil water. I don't know. I'm trying. I've tried everything. I'm about to meditate. I'm about to fly myself to. I'm literally seriously contemplating flying myself to like Miami or something like that. To look at that. SPY just hit 325. Holy moly. Anyways. So I took this trade off and I rolled it into a debit spread and I pushed it out. So instead of being 8 days out, now I'm 15 days out. I feel a lot more safer about that. I feel like I'm making a good decision. So all I need is $19 more and I'll be break even. And then we'll start making some money from that Home Depot trade. And we have 2 weeks for it to work out. So, and we have finally 2 full weeks coming up. No more breaks. If you're here right now, say what up. If you're just joining us, Boeing. So Boeing, I did 2 trades on, and that'll cover my trades for the day, and then we'll be looking at the stocks you guys want to look at. Boeing, I did 2 trades. Both are super bullish on it. Let me show you here. So I'm in 2 different expirations. I'm in January 10th and I'm in January 17th. January 17th, I have a put debit spread. I sold the 332.50 and I bought the 330 call. So I'm in a credit spread for that. I got a $1.21 credit. Right now, that position is up. It's about up almost $20, about $15. And then I'm up on my, I have the 330 call for January 10th. I have the 330 call up $100 on it right now. And I paid $5.55 for that trade. So Boeing, what I liked about Boeing today is, yes, we had a pretty big gap up, but it consolidated nicely right at 330, bounced right around 330, moved up, retraced a little bit, moved back up. So I really like that, and I like that it's kind of setting off. I think that we're going to probably push 334, 337 is really my target area. I'll take 335. Let's sell at 335. I don't think I'm going to try to push it to 340 because of the last couple times we double top 340, 341 before we drop back down. Now, it could retest and we could push through, but like I said, I'm not going to be greedy with these trades. Okay, now, Hank, I know you got some stocks you want to look at. Let me scroll up to. You wanted to look at FCell. So today was kind of a mixed bag of trades. Like, had some good trades, had some bad trades, but overall, we're going to push through and we're going to be green. Okay. FCell, I think is probably going to retrace back down to $1. I mean, we're pretty oversold here. Daily, I mean, I think we'll push to like $1.50 on FCell. I wouldn't try to push it down to $1, probably $1.50. GE calls, yeah. GE was pretty nuts as well. I don't like to trade GE. But I mean, GE went up almost $1, up 7% today. And those calls are up, yeah, 4,000%. Insane. 800%. It's nice though. I'm glad. I don't want to see anyone do poorly. I know we made fun of a lot of GE over the years, and I think that, for GE, you want GE to do well because it got dropped from the indexes, and then they just, everyone owned GE at some point in time in their life, whether it was through a 401k, through a pension, or whatever. You don't want to see GE do bad because then you have millions of people that are going to do bad. So you want them to win, but they kind of did it to themselves. At some point they got too big and it's just really hard to move. It's kind of 100 years from now, 200 years from now, people are going to be like, man, Amazon and Google and those things are pigs. There's going to be some entirely new stocks out that are just crushing it when Amazon and Google got too big and they couldn't pivot. I tried to put a credit spread for BA, Facebook, AMD, and I got failed. I'm using RH Mobile. Yeah, you got to really, on Robinhood, you really need to price it below. So let's say you're trying to get a $1.20 credit. You're going to have to you're going to lose some bucks. So you're going to have to put in like a $1.15 credit. I know it sucks, but Robinhood, people don't like to hear this, and I get a lot of flack for it, but Robinhood is one of the worst platforms for fills. Like if you did the same trade on one platform and like let's say you did the same trade on Tastyworks or Thinkorswim and put the same trade into Robinhood at the exact same time, if you lined up the order, hit it fill, guaranteed Robinhood won't fill you at the same price. You're gonna have to go down a couple bucks. And there's your commission money. It's better off just to pay the commission, get better tools, like on Thinkorswim or Tastyworks, get better tools, because you're going to be losing money anyways, so might as well get the tools, right? But people are so like, oh, I'm not going to pay commission. You're paying commission anyways. If you lose a couple bucks every trade, you're paying commission. Think about it. You're paying commission anyways. You know, like I tell people, if you're like a buy and hold trader, Robinhood's not that bad. Like if you're doing like calendars or monthlies, you're buying stock, holding stock, or just like doing a monthly iron condor or very slow trades, Robinhood's not that bad. But if you're trying to day trade and you're trying to take positions on and off daily, you're gonna get very frustrated. You're gonna leave money on the table. Better off just pay the commission and get better tools with Thinkorswim or Tastyworks. You know, now that they all lower commission, it's not like outrageous. I mean, with Thinkorswim, you're paying 65 cents a contract. With Tastyworks, you're paying 50 cents a contract, about 60 cents a contract. So I would have thought. So, Hank, here's the thing. Hank, with Baidu. I got really distracted outside of trading today, and I had a long-term alert set up. It got triggered at 8:31 a.m. So 1 minute into market open, because I told myself when Baidu breaks 129.50, I'm going to look to add to that position. It broke at 129.50. All I had to do was follow my plan. It opened up. Baidu opened up this morning at 129.50. It opened up at 129.30, 40, somewhere around there. Basically 129.50. Opened up where all I had to do was follow my plan, add to it. We would have made money from, probably would have rode it from 129 up to 132. I would have waited for a pullback. It didn't happen. Probably would have added some more in here. But that's what shows you. Why do you sleep on the alert? I don't know. I think I just got distracted closing my other positions at open but that does not mean Baidu's not a play. So now that we're in this area, we're in gap fill territory. I'm hoping that we can pull back to like 135. 135. I want to enter 135 and then push back up is really what I'm looking for on Baidu. But that kind of goes to show you that predetermining, looking at the charts, waiting for the setup, setting up alerts beforehand, whether they're months or weeks before something actually happens, is very, 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 very important. Like spending time researching, spending time in the charts. Like this play, I researched weeks ago. I could have made easy $400,000 or $500,000 based off of research I did weeks or months ago, right? But since that didn't happen, that's one of the things that I was talking about in my video that I posted for my 2020 mindset, is focusing on high probability trades I know I can win. And this is one that I know that I could have won, this gap fill here, and I would have knocked it out of the park today. But just because you missed it, just because you missed today doesn't mean it's out of here. We're in gap fill territory. This trade is looking good to 150. So we're gonna get it. What I want to see pull back 135. I want to see pull back to 135, maybe even 134, right in here. I want to see this trade to come right back down in here. Maybe it won't, but I think that there's gonna be some sort of pullback sooner or later. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It might not be like today. We only had the biggest pullback was what, going from 135.30 to 133.68, $2 pullback, and then this was your entry right here. Your entry was right here. If you missed this run from 130 to 135. This $2 pullback was your entry right here. But after I missed my alert, I just didn't trade it. I just was like, well, screw it, you know. But we'll get it. We'll get it. But spend time in the charts, evaluate, plan. Planning is everything, and focus on high probability trades you can win. I mean, that's where you're going to start gaining. You're going to start gaining a market edge. Is spending time in the charts, getting time with the price action, and waiting for the entries to line up. Like I was saying earlier today, we lose a lot of money because of poor entry. My poor entry on NAO cost me money. My poor exit on Apple lost me money. You got to think about this. You got to plan your entries. You got to plan your exits. DPW, fintech related, reverse split, but chances can turn out big. I don't know if Bitcoin's recovering anytime soon. I wouldn't do anything like Bitcoin related. I mean, Bitcoin took a crap today. It's down $250 today, and it even recovered some. It was down over $300 today. I mean, I wouldn't do anything Bitcoin related. That's for sure. I mean, just dropped. That was the only volume. Really. It's dangerous. I think crypto. I mean, crypto ideally is. Well, we can delete this drawing now. I mean, crypto I think is really dangerous, and if the market is running this hot, there's just better place to allocate your capital. If the market's running this hot, there's really no reason to invest in Bitcoin. You can make a better return. You can make a better return on a lot of other things right now. AMD is also running. They have CES. They have CES coming up. So it's running. Now, AMD, for the first time in 20 years, has hit its all-time high and needed to break 48.50. We talked about it this morning. It did break, and here we are, 49.10 at close. That hit 49.27. Load up at 4K, thank me later. Waiting on 3K. You think Bitcoin will hit 100,000 in 2023? I mean, it could. I think it needs to find some sort of utility. Otherwise, let's see here. All right, what other stocks you guys want to look at before we jump off? We got SPY. SPY's still running. It's got utility overseas, like developing countries. You gonna buy the Acon coin? What do they call it? Yeah, Acoin, the coin of Africa. Acon, trying to. Let's see here. Where is it? Saw it the other day. Here we go. Acon. Take it easy, David. All right, here we go. Acoin.io. Here you go. Here he is. One Africa, one coin. Available across Africa's 54 countries. There you go. Celeb coin right here. I do say it is a very nice website for it. Doesn't look cheap, but I mean, very, very nicely done. But here you go. I don't know how to. I don't think it's available yet. I think it's coming. Here's the team. Oh man. Advisors. So, I mean, I do like what Akon's doing. I just don't really know. You know, if you want to, can you trust this? Can you trust this beautiful face here? Here we go. So it looks like the launch, some sort of 2020. So, yeah, I mean, you gotta stay away, you gotta stay away from the celeb coins. But I mean, Akon's doing some stuff for Africa. He does have his foundation. He's doing some things, so he has his own foundation. But I don't know. I don't know about crypto. I mean, possibly developing countries, but I think it's just tough for me to evaluate. Man, he's got old. Daniel, haven't we? If we looked at ourselves from 2009 to now, we're like, we were just kids, you know. Akon is, you know, he's living off his royalties. Crypto go 2 trillion. Well, it's got what I think for crypto. Let's talk about crypto for a second. What I think about crypto is they need to find some way to regulate the garbage that's in there and concentrate on things that actually can produce a future, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ripple, those type of things, and get rid of the Binance coins and all that crap. Like, where is it? You know, you want to get rid of all the garbage that in here. Like, you don't like all this stuff. They need to cut all this out. They need to figure out how to control and regulate crypto. But I don't think they're going to, because obviously governments don't want that to happen. So there's a lot. I'm not saying it can't be successful, but there's a lot of things going against it where I think there's going to be a lot of other ways to make money right now. You know, instead of investing in Bitcoin, better off building a business, buying a business. You know, if you want to stock away $10K for a rainy day and you want to give it to your grandkids, go for it. But you know, it's tough right now. All right, any other stocks you guys want to look at quick before we jump off here? Otherwise, we're gonna go. Rob's got 30 shares of DPW. Let's see here. Nice gain, 100% gain today, $1.20. I don't trade a whole lot of penny stocks. Look at this reverse. Look at this reverse split back here. Still went to 65 cents. It's getting delisted. Gotta be careful. But I guess for 30 shares, you guess you could ride that to zero and not really care too much, right? So, anyways, guys, got some more content pushing out. Hoping to get healthy here. As always, thanks for rocking with me. Stay safe. Stay green. It's us versus herd.